Welcome back. It is day 212 of a road to 2200. We're at 2058, so we're actually sitting pretty at the moment. And we found somebody from North Korea who's been playing chess since 2014, which is pretty crazy. That's a long time of playing chess. But okay, we have an exchange Cairo Khan, a Panov variation. Okay, let's see if we get into what I like. We will if they play here. And then I go a6. That is what I like to play. There's all kinds of different moves, of course. They could take, blah, 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 blah. They could literally do anything, but they decided to go there. So we're going to play a6. And there's a lot of ideas behind, like, them taking... I know a lot of times we put the bishop here, and we're going to play, like, g6, bishop g7, and try to pressure this pawn. So I might just start with g6 and leave the bishop at home. They obviously don't want me to go here. Now g6, there could be potential problems with bishop g5, but we should be fine to play just bishop g7. We don't really need to commit the pawn at the moment, so I am going to go ahead and play just g6. I don't really see a downside to it because long term I want to put the bishop on this diagonal no matter what, whether they push or they take, regardless, so... I'm not sure about taking. Yeah, now they take. So I'm just going to take, play queen here. They have an isolated pawn. And then we can go here and castle. And this should be just a good variation of the Panov for black. Okay, they bring out the bishop, so they're threatening to win the knight. But I think I can go here. If they were to play this... What is the... No, then we have knight a5. That's kind of the whole point of this opening. We can play bishop e6. And if they just simplify, like, they just have an isolated pawn, our pawn structure is better. And we already have this isolated, or this blockaded, so bishop g7, bring the rook, castle. And we should be big chillin'. And there's also a very funny tactic here with knight takes. Knight attacking the queen and the bishop at the same time, so they need to be careful. They can't just castle. That loses on the spot. And queen b3 just loses to knight a5. Because you can't protect the bishop, I don't think you go here. I just play b5. It's a little bit tricky, though. We might have to take first. Let's actually calculate this line. So queen here, I play knight a5, queen a4, we go b5, knight takes. I guess I can actually, no, then I can just take, but then they're going to take here. That's a check. So maybe queen here, knight a5. Okay, they just move out of the way, so we don't even have to calculate it. But we would have been winning, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, now I think I'm just going to play a simple bishop g7, put more pressure on this pawn. Don't really need to think about it all that much. We don't need to take. If we take, it just helps them improve their pawn structure. Although the computer probably says just take it, and they're just sacrificing. Knight takes here, takes, check. I would just take. Then they're going to take. I guess they get a good pawn structure. I could also even just take with the bishop, though. Because then there's no checks. They can take this pawn, though. Which maybe is their idea. Here. No, if I take with the knight, they have to do this. Takes... Bishop takes, I take here, queen takes. I mean, we probably don't need to go for that. Intuitively, it feels pretty good, though. I could also just castle. Let's just castle. This pawn's not going anywheres. I think that's probably the most principled way to play. Because we could go into that line where we're going to end up taking on g6 and having an open h-file, but then they're getting rid of their weakness for, you know, one of these pawns where I kind of wanted to put my king, so probably not great. Takes just never is good, in my opinion. And we don't want them to push, so we do need to be a little bit careful of what we play. They can't jump in because I can just capture it, but if they were to move, if I were to move one of these pieces, then they could. Okay, they're offering, they really want me to take this. I'm actually tempted to take that now. I am tempted to take the bishop because their takes, I mean, their dark squares look pretty weak. But probably just bring the rook to the open file. I don't really, I want to take it because it's a bishop, and then, you know, they do have a backwards pawn here. No, they don't. They can always push that. What am I going on about? I can put more pressure this way. I mean, we still have a bishop protecting it, so should be okay. But takes, I mean, we're always worried about like some bishop takes here. I guess this is my problem because we don't want to give them that. Takes, bishop takes. Well, I guess they'd have to do it in the right move order. Takes, bishop here. Okay, I guess that's also a move. And now they can go to this square. Okay, so now we're starting to lose a little bit of our control, I think. I kind of want to keep an eye here, but if they do this, then maybe I can take. No. Maybe that was a little bit of a slip up by me. Here they're going to start bringing the rook. The queen here doesn't feel good though. Here, knight here. I don't like this. They've got a couple different options. They can go rook here, or they can put the knight on a good square. Yeah, I'm not really too happy with what I did. I do have this staring down there. So maybe we start pushing this pawn then. Like some sacrifice could potentially come in. Could also stop the blockade. Pushing is never possible at the moment. Yeah, I almost hung my bishop. Oh, of course this is what's going on. Here they just capture. Takes. I mean, that doesn't seem that bad, actually. Let's go for this. They can't push. Very key. Oh, we had such a good position, and then we did something bad. Very, very bad. There's no sacrifice at the moment, but there could be. There could be in the future. I don't think so, though. I don't think so. Takes. I mean, at least then we have some activity. It's not good, though. It's just not good. We have the time advantage. We had such a good position. Like, we need to know how to play these positions. At this level, I mean, I get a great position with an isolated pawn, blockaded, all my pieces active. I need to learn how to actually convert that. And I mean, I do know how to play. I do know how to win those positions because I've done it before. But not in the form I'm in right now, clearly. Which is just unfortunate. Okay, we're not going to think about it. We're just going to take. This is kind of what I expected. Okay, so I can capture, takes, and then go here. They cannot take. They want to take this pawn, I guess. Takes, knight takes, check. King moves. Yeah, maybe we don't want to allow that. Yeah, but then there's just takes. I guess I can just play queen d6. I mean, I'd be a little bit afraid of like rook takes at some moment. That could be a move. I mean, I'm the one with the worst pawn structure now, though, and they can just capture. If they wish, but knight takes, takes. I don't like what I did. This is now a blitz game. So we gotta switch our mindset. Push, we take with the pawn. They could pressure more. Yeah, that's what they go for, but here takes. I move. Okay, let's go for this. They can capture, I'll play king g8 or king h8. Rook's hanging, queen's hanging. They can probably just do something. I wish I could go here because I want to rotate over. Unfortunately, I think we have to go like this. Here they have pinning me. Oh, there's too much. 2 minutes to 3. We're just losing. Oh, what a shame. What a shame, man. Okay, they're probably just going to offer a rook trade. They are playing slow, though. Like, that is one thing that we have going for us. They're playing very, very slow. Let's move our rook. We need to speed up. Like, they used 40 seconds there. And they only have 130, so if we start getting some slow moves, could be big chillin' here. It's here. I smell tactics, but I don't think there actually is anything that works. I mean, I pretty much have to trade here, I think. Not really anything to think about. We needed to move the knight, get the knight back into the game. Okay, if they give me that, that's pretty worrisome for them, in my opinion. Because then f2 is kind of weak. Can't protect. I mean, you can do that, but I mean, I'll go into that for sure. For sure, give me that queen. I'll play queen versus rook and bishop. This is going to be difficult for them. I mean, it's also going to be difficult for me. Don't get me wrong. What? Oh, that's what they're going for? There is no way. Yeah, they messed this one up. Big time. Give me that queen. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. Yeah, my opponent resigns. That was an interesting one. I think we played the opening pretty well, and then we got a good position from it. Completely lost our advantage, got into a losing position, and then my opponent blundered. We played with an 82, opponent played with a 72. Let's see if my hypothesis is correct on that. So, I mean, Khan, Panov, this is my theory, pretty much, kind of thing. And now, tactics here. If they castle, knight takes just wins on the spot. As I mentioned, they just slid back. We have a better position. Is it completely crushing? No, but it's a positional advantage because of the isolated pawn here. Computer gives it a +1 for black because we are probably going to win that pawn. However, we needed to play queen a7, which I looked at, but I didn't really see what the queen was going to be doing on this diagonal. So that's why I opted for this. And then they traded, and it's equal. So we have this. We protect, and then we blunder by giving them the pawn. So we should have played king h8 right away, giving them the pawn regardless. But then we sacrifice the rook, take here, and we're winning back the knight, I guess. Rook a d1, queen takes e6, queen takes, knight takes, and this is what it wants me to play. Knight g5, and if they take, I guess we're going to be able to take some pawn with check, king up. We're up a pawn advantage technically, but it's going to be difficult. And then we got active. They forced a rook trade, knight back, pushed. And here they just completely blundered because bishop takes. I mean, you can also take with the rook, of course. But it's like, yeah, this is the position. I'm more than happy to try and play this. Like, I might actually still lose this. But, you know. But you know. I don't even know what I would do. Maybe go here, trying to win this pawn. They're going to probably try to go for some cheeky back rank stuffs, but I don't know. You can just take the pawn. If they give check, you just move up. Check, I mean, just move. Take the pawn. You can take here. You got some passed pawns to push. Potentially. You're protecting. None of that happened. We got this. Opponent didn't even take. They just gave me both rooks, or they gave me just the rook for free. Well, for the bishop, I should say. And then here they resign because no matter what happens, they're gonna, you know, lose the queen and then get mated or something. It was probably a quicker mate anyways, but we're gonna wrap up the video there. I gotta get some food in me, then go train boxing because I am training for my second amateur boxing fight, which will happen in September, hopefully, if nothing goes wrong. Fingers crossed that it actually happens because, you know, that'd be cool. I'll keep you updated on that. And thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.